Welcome and thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports as we get ready to go with our Saturday night presentation. Hi everyone, I'm Brian Anderson alongside Clark Kellogg and Grant Hill. On the sidelines, Allie LaForce. Now let's check out the Western Conference standings and see how they look here in December. Taking a look at Minnesota, middle part of the year. They're in 10th place. They need to put together some wins.
You know, for Minnesota, they're really doing their best to rise through the rankings. Time will tell whether they can pull it off.
You know, it's really hard to figure out exactly what's been missing, but there is something missing. It perhaps could be the system they're playing in.
And before we tip off here, it's time to hear from our reporter. Hey, Allie.
Rudy Gobert has had his skeptics. He said, quote, "No one ever thought I could be an NBA player or one of the leaders on my team. It's the story of my life and something that I embrace. The better you get, the more people talk, so I take every criticism as a compliment. Either way, you cannot let it affect you." Brian?
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. Here in the middle part of the season, Grant, what are the biggest challenges for players?
Well, BA, it's mental, physical, and emotional fatigue. Night in and night out, you have to stay focused. With the amount of games teams play, all those back-to-backs, traveling across the country, bringing it every time out can be difficult.
Now let's take a look at Toronto's starting lineup. Trent Jr. and Anunoby out on the wings. Barnes and Siakam serve as the big men as they go small. And it's Van Vliet in at the one spot. And for Minnesota, the backcourt, it's Russell and Edwards. Rudy Gobert is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward position. Now here's Anderson to the paint. Here's Gobert. Pascal Siakam with a rebound. Here's Toronto now.
Well, a big trade over the summer, bringing Rudy Gobert to the Wolves. And it's a bit of a fresh start for Gobert, a main star of this team that is loaded with talent, but needed that defensive angle.
Now here's Edwards. And you look at the numbers, currently around 22.5 points a game. Pass to Gobert. Blocked. He keeps control of the ball. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. Rudy Gobert picks one up.
You can see the length come into play, whether Siakam's facing up or back to the basket.
And now it seems Siakam is in his prime. How do you see his place in the league, Grant?
Well, I really like him, but he seems to be an elite second option. Not sure if you want to build an entire offense around him, but certainly has proven to be an important piece to a championship-level team.
First one falls for him. And Clark, how about the progress of the Timberwolves?
Love what they've done, B.A. They've put the pieces in place to be a playoff regular and still the youth to grow in the long term. That's a nice combination, especially when you look at a guy like Anthony Edwards. He's special.
Siakam hits them both. First quarter of play, a minute in.
2 minutes.
Russell to pass to Gobert. Gobert with a screen on Trent. Back to Gobert. Takes a 13-footer. And Anunoby pulls it down. Pass to Van Vliet. Siakam with it. Defended by Gobert. Siakam, no good. The Timberwolves have gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. Russell finds Edwards. Anderson with a screen. Edwards with it. He's picked up by Barnes. Russell from outside. Sinks it from distance.
Nice read by Edwards there, finding a wide-open teammate and sending the ball his way on target.
Outside Anunoby. Back to Van Vliet. Up and over Russell. And again, no good by Toronto. The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. Edwards, a pass to Anderson. Back to Edwards. Five on the clock. And it's off the back of the rim. No good. Outside Anunoby. Pass to Van Vliet. Edwards against Anunoby. Back to Van Vliet. The three is up. Minnesota with the rebound. They come into this one having outplayed the Thunder in their last game.
And most of the arena was totally against them. But they looked inward, trusted each other, and made good plays.
Well, you know, the cohesiveness was evident out there. These guys feel like they can win in any arena, and they proved it that game.
Now here's Edwards. Pass to Russell. McDaniels from long range. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Timberwolves ahead, up by 1. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. All right, let's quickly break down the game. What we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
You know, Grant, sometimes with certain flagrant fouls, you'll hear people say it was a dirty play, but not a dirty player. But when does it become both?
Well, we all understand, B.A., dirty plays aren't good for the game, but sometimes a flagrant foul will happen. A lot of times, though, you have to factor in a pattern of behavior. I really believe players who have a history of being called for a lot of flagrant fouls plays a big role in how it's perceived.
Austin Rivers out there with Jalen Noel. Then there's Naz Reid. Then there's Kyle Anderson. And it's Prince in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the T-Wolves.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
Out of bounds, the Timberwolves will take it.
And they place in the top 5 in steals, using their length to get into passing lanes, using quick hands to frustrate the opponents.
And they have to be pleased with their low turnover rate. It's the best in the league because they are fantastic at maintaining control. Here's Rivers, coming off a solid outing against Oklahoma City. To the middle. Puts up the 8-footer. And no good, trying to use the glass.
Well, that's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit, maybe lost concentration too.
No team has had to make more sacrifices than Toronto during the pandemic.
You are right about that, B.A. I mean, they had to change their home base to Tampa. In essence, they spent an entire season on the road. It was tough for everyone, but the Raptors faced some big challenges.
And so it's Minnesota with it after the basket by Toronto. Anderson gets the bucket.
That's a nice play there. Not going to miss many from there.
There's a minute 17 left in the second period. Now here's Barnes. He's guarded closely. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Something you can't put a price tag on, the Minnesota Timberwolves game last season. Playoff experience, young guys getting accustomed to the crucible of postseason play. Extremely valued. Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Barnes. So, Clark, would you say playoff experience also raises your regular season play?
I don't think there's any question about it, B.A. I never had a chance in my short career to play in the playoffs, but I covered a bunch of them as a broadcaster. There's a different electricity. There's a different intensity. There's a different feel in the locker room. You learn not to back down. You learn to work through adversity, and you learn to play under pressure.
Both free throws good from Barnes. The Timberwolves trail. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, guys, Pascal Siakam's play had dipped for a while after he got the big bag. He said, it was like, you got the max contract, but are you the guy? That's something I really struggled with. But there's still another level that I can get to, and I see myself as an all-star, and there's a lot more to unleash. Brian?
Yeah, just now entering his prime, Allie. Thank you. And they blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance at another one at the stripe.
Just an aggressive move by Gobert, protecting the possession and getting the second chance look.
And the Raptors making a change here. Siakam's checked in.
One shot.
And it's tied up with that one.
A defensive stalwart. Gobert knows this team expects him to be their anchor as well as rebound the rock.
Van Vliet, the pass to Birch. Van Vliet drives. Banked it in off the glass. Van Vliet's gotten his first basket of the night.
Despite their early struggles from the field, they have the lead and look like they're finally coming together as an offensive unit.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Gobert with a screen on Anunoby. Here's Edwards. Oh, Howard!
Oh, wow. Oh, doctor. Oh, my goodness, Anthony Edwards. Throwing it down with force. Get this guy in the dunk contest.
And here's Siakam. Birch with a screen on McDaniels. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's tied as we head to halftime. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Thanks for tuning in. The story tonight with the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're in a close game.
Well, how is this game close? I know it's becoming a jump shooting lead, but you got to at least threaten teams on the interior.
Generating some easy hoops would certainly help their cause, but it doesn't seem like part of their game plan. All right, time to see how the Western Conference is stacking up.
You look at the Timberwolves, they've been stuck in the middle tier. Not good enough to challenge for a chip, but not bad enough to get a high draft pick. They're really going to need their young guys to take a step forward in their development.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Second half underway. Here's who Nick Nurse has got on the floor. Anunoby and Barnes are the forwards. Van Vliet and Trent Jr. team up as the backcourt. And it's Siakam in at the center position, filling out the middle. McDaniels against Anunoby. Now Russell giving them some good production, putting up just around 16.5 points a game. And the foul on Gary Trent. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Pass to Russell. Here's Gobert. That shot's good. Russell making the play. Gobert's got his second basket of the night.
I can't emphasize enough what reading is all about. That's seeing the game in front of you, another way to put it. Russell making a great choice for the assist there.
Outstanding dribble drive. And that replay was brought to you by Mobile One.
Yeah, he made that drive look easy, but that had a high degree of difficulty.
Now here's Siakam. Phenomenal stats on a consistent basis. Puts up over 24 points a game. 6 on the shot clock.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
With his first shot attempt. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now. There's a minute 47 left in the third. Pass to Anderson. To the inside. Oh, stolen by Anunoby. Now Van Vliet. Siakam with it. Russell covering. With a step back. That shot is off. Now Minnesota takes it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Bulls. It'll be the second game of 4 straight at home. Shot is good by Edwards.
Well, the defense trying to throw Edwards off with some contact, but he smartly stays focused on his shot. Boy, you get everything you want from a young star in Anthony Edwards. I mean, excellent all-out energy in every minute he's on the floor. Plays hard, and with great intensity, and he's got a commitment to working hard in practice. That is a really good combination for one of your franchise players.
Here's Edwards following the bucket by the Raptors. Knocks down the triple.
And, you know, for Edwards, it's about hitting the three consistently. This will help take his game to the next level.
Down low, Van Vliet. Russell with the rebound. Minnesota in the lead. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing him get bottled up like that. Wow.
Trent, the pass to Barnes. Three-pointer, Van Vliet. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got 5 rebounds in the game. Edwards with it. 7 points in the game. The three. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Timberwolves ahead, up by 5. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling here on 2K Sports. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was the choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. We've got Naz Reid, Jalen Noel out there with Austin Rivers. Then there's Taurean Prince, and it's Anderson in at the 4. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Toronto trailing. Inside. And finished off by Boucher.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Here's Flynn. To the inside. And he dunks it down.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scale.
Minnesota with the ball. After the basket by Toronto. Here's Prince. Lets the 3 fly. Drains the triple. And the Timberwolves lead by 4.
You know, when he was coming out of college, this is exactly what scouts thought Prince would be. A strong 3-and-D wing who plays with a lot of effort.
Now here's Anunoby. Prince grabs the miss. Now here's Anderson. Guarded closely. Nice touch on the bank shot. And it's a 6-point Timberwolves lead.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
And Toronto calls time here. They're down by 6. 1:25 left in the game. Some changes for Minnesota. McDaniels is checked in for Prince. Forbes comes in for Noel. And Russell is subbed in for Rivers. Trent, he's checked in for Toronto. Fred Van Vliet comes in for Flynn. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Nick Nurse had to say to the team. He was calm but confident. He asked them to be quicker getting to their offense and intense on D. He said, we're right there. We have to get some quick hitters and then pressure the ball. He knows they're low on time, but he sees a way back.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops. And that makes it a 7-point lead. Anthony Edwards is checked in for Forbes. Pascal Siakam, he's checked in for Toronto. Scotty Barnes comes in for Boucher. And so he drops them both, and it's an 8-point ball game. 1:03 left in the fourth quarter. Siakam finds Van Vliet. And again, no good by Toronto. Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 from the perimeter in this game. Trent against Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Man, that's his shot. But maybe he was too wide open.
Russell to pass to Edwards. Reed to screen on Trent. Pass to Reed. Three-pointer. Rebounded by Trent. Shot to stop the run. And again, no good by Toronto. Now here's Edwards. And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge difference. Once they started to get into a groove, you never really felt like they wouldn't come out on top.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching. So long, everyone.